Welcome back to your pick a card. As we get started, make your selections from group 1, 2, or 3. I'll give you a moment, and if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. While we're waiting, I thank all of you guys for tuning in today. Excuse me. Let me have some more coffee while y'all pick. Oh my God, this is going to be a great day. Also, if you're interested in any products and services, feel free to visit astronauthoochie.etsy.com for the online store. And I'll get started now with group 1. Yes, let's see what you got. It's like opening your gifts for you. You have blood is thicker than mud. Ooh, iron sharpens iron. Y'all got some stuff going on. Seriously. I'll save your bonus card, but you have rainbow droplets and play. Okay, so that's probably why you gotta play, because there's some serious stuff going on here with blood and iron. Unless somebody crunching ice. I'm not a medical professional. Well, I guess sort of, but not in the realm of blood work. Okay, so some of us, if you're battling anemia or I think with the sugars and whatever the case, could also be genetics, family, things of that nature. Doesn't have to be for all of you guys. You got the Queen of Wands, which started your deck out. I know the Queen of Wands was the first card that actually came up. Not 2 lambs. Okay, Mary. Mary must have been a fire sign. We got that. Ooh, and the 8 of Wands. So there's something specific here. If not for a messenger, for some of you, it just talks about, like the star card, Aquarius. This is the age of Aquarius. The Queen of Wands is she's like an amplified empress, if not like the mother to the empress, because the empress is a princess. The Queen of Wands is a queen. So there's like this rapid transition or transformation. For some of you, there could be a trip planning. It also talks about children for some of you guys. And I know that lambs are kosher. All of this fire with the Queen of Wands is a little bit different. So there could be some communication that puts you in a better mood, I feel. For some of you, you could be working very hard, working on your manifestations, trying to improve your law of attraction. You could even be planning a trip. There could be a lot of messages. Now, if you are dealing with anyone or anything that's like, I want to position them so you guys can see all of them. Like superficial, I know in a challenging position, the star can, do that and be that for us. So just be mindful of that. But typically the Queen of Wands talks about confidence in your body, in your projects, in your relationships. She's very accommodating, so there could be some accommodations being made. And then you have this red rose with a beautiful gem in one card. You also have red with a square iron, which talks about like Mars energy. So I know sometimes we're quick to anger, especially when it's something that we truly care about. For your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams, if there's something that makes you uncomfortable, a bit irritated or aggravated, I know the universe will say, hey, can you stop micromanaging me? And kind of just like, let it go some, or find joy, maybe even dig back into the things that made you happy in early childhood, because I'm working on something, and your frustration or anger may come off as distrust in what the universe has going on for you. or whatever your higher self, higher power is. Now, the blood card talks about the pulse, physicality, and the body. See, I kind of felt that because the Queen of Wands in some decks is just a very voluptuous lady, and she's kind of like, well, I wouldn't even say phenomenal, because I know Maya Angelou wrote the poem Phenomenal Woman and said, hey, I'm not the typical, model type. I might not even be cute, but guess what? Your dude and all of his friends want my phone number, pretty much. And rest in peace, Maya Angelou. Don't get me for explaining your poetry that way. Very beautiful poem. I remember I won an oratorical contest reciting many of Maya Angelou and Langston Hughes's poetry for my school. So shout out to her. No disrespect at all, but yeah, we'll start with that. The blood card brings vitality to an entire reading. When it is present, it is as if all the other cards come alive and begin to grow. So what's growing here? We got two lambs, a star. The star and the lambs kind of point to children. For some of you guys, if there are 3 children, double emphasis on the lamb interpretation. So we'll see. But have no fear of the blood card. It indicates a remembrance of the vital mammalian nature of our existence. Ooh, so you know what? Like, I heard with the mammals that there wasn't like a Y chromosome. There were like only X chromosomes. So this is some of that. This is kind of like, now I know this may not be for all of you, because it's like, who in their day-to-day life cares about early day phenomenal women that had miraculous births, right? I think that's why they made that song, Mary Had the Little Lamb. But I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody's belief or religion. It's just like, some miraculous births were said to, angels came in the night and said, hey, you're going to have a baby. There are other folklores that share how do I say this? Because it was just in the news the other day. I think a snake had babies and wasn't nobody there to get it pregnant. How about that? So it's like, I think it happened to an alligator. So if you Google it, you'll see that a lot of animals, because I don't want to say mammals when the snake was a reptile, right? Some animals still to this day are doing the miraculous birth thing. And I know that the miraculous birth thing could also be like mysticism in the early days, where Judaism was mysticism before it kind of branched off and became its own thing. Mary was also a lady that was like one of the coldest alchemists, if not the first alchemist of a certain era. And her name was actually Mary the Jewess. And I did, I have a very curious mind. I like to go down rabbit holes at times, for whatever reason. And I just thought it was ironic that Mary the Jewess is one lady in particular, no connection to Mary and Jesus, but represented like this super cool chick that killed it in alchemy even better than men of her time. And I know that sometimes birth could be like metaphorical for creation, because the Queen of Wands is very creative and fertile, and everything that she touches is either like coming into perfect alignment or about to be destroyed, because she represents havoc and harmony. But there's so many ways that I can put this, but just follow me, because like, what else you have to do right now, group 1? There's like this Kundalini thing that I've been reading about too, where I know some advanced yogis, or alchemists, or just normal people like you and me, do the breathing techniques and the yoga and the manifestation, on the certain moon of the month, and it's said to rise the Kundalini. In some cultures, they call it the Christ oil. and break down the whole 33 vertebrae and stuff, where you pull something up from your base or root chakra into an area of your brain that's considered like heaven. And it's a seed of some sort, because it's there every month, like, the cycle. And it's just, it'll go away if you don't do this thing. So to try to use it, this seed is something I feel that benefits the brain. It gives you that limitless thing, oh, there's always a solution, and being super smart and intelligent. And also, this seed could be used and fertilized, right? Because the Queen of Wands is fertilization. It's so fertile. And doing these things, it's like when Nipsey said, I spoke some things into the universe, and they appeared. So just figuratively speaking, his seed, if he were to do the breathing and the advanced alchemist thingy, where he didn't have sex with a person, but he was able to connect to an aspect of himself, the root chakra with another chakra, rise something up, plant it for fertilizer, then bam, you done manifested some shit. And if nothing else, you have more access to your brain, you're smarter, you have more vitality, and lambs are connected to Christ. The Queen of Wands would have been a super fucking amazing alchemist lady, because she is the fire queen. Everything grows around her. So with the Eight of Wands, okay, Olivia is giving Queen of Wands this morning. Ma'am, could you stop that? Okay. The Eight of Wands in this deck is sometimes a chandelier. She has it rested by her foot. So you're going to get the attention of some dude as well, because in this particular... Olivia, you are not being your best self. Olivia, I need you to be your highest self. Okay? Hello? I need you to be your highest selves in there. Okay, these puppies, that's why you can't feed them too good. I give them like vegetables and the carrots cut up with sprinkled coconut on it, and they get to acting up. All right, so yeah, in this deck, not this deck, but this deck, the Eight of Wands, this man is sitting at a table and the chandelier is like swinging in front of him with a whole bunch of water in the motion. So in this particular deck, the water is still, yet and still. We are the guy that's looking at these wands and it's flying by, right? So she has the threw the motherfucker at him, and something's being directed from her, or I noticed that he's missing, and it's like that is pointed out for a reason, and so that kind of contributes to the story where a tool could have been missing, but it's like you don't need the tool in the first motherfucking place. And I'm not a feminist or whatever. It's just possible in something you're trying to manifest. That could happen anybody, because younger me definitely thought I shouldn't buy a home until I'm married, or it's going to take a group of people or my husband or a partner, and I just want us to do this together. I didn't know if I was afraid, codependent, or I don't know what to call it, because I didn't think that I was. But it's like you have to ask yourself, why is that, and what is that, where you feel you incarnated to have to be with someone else or have the support of others. I thought that my entire life up until, the later years as of, present. It was just like everybody seemed to have had cliques or support. And I was like, well, trying to get into what was already done in a sense. And it was like, what if your path is different? What if you are supposed to go your own path, and the Queen of Wands has this magnetic ability to attract whatever she needs. So eventually she has a lot of suitors, And she has all the support that she needs, and she tell people what to do, and she snap her fingers. Motherfuckers scared of her. Some of them want to love her. So it's like you love her, you respect her, you scared of her. Either way, not too many people gonna cross the line, right? So I was like, well, if you think about the page, right, or the Knight of Wands, they don't have that yet. So it's something about the development into the Queen of Wands, or some of you just embodying the Queen of Wands energy that could alleviate like this codependent thing. And even if it's not about codependency, it could help you do something that you think a group or someone else is supposed to help you with. And then there's this whole married shindickle, excuse me, where most of the the ancient women in history that did amazing things. Hello, sir. Hello, get off of her. Their names were married. Mars is action. That's 22. We got a special day coming up on the 22nd. And then there may be messages, because this message in the star is crazy. Just imagine the star card where they're on the stage, center of attention or something like that. Maybe some of us have to center our attention on what the oracle cards had to offer, which talked about physical body is the starting point. So for some of you, this physical thing is literally in the blood. For some, you're trying to get the blood to gold, right? That's the Philosopher's Stone that's actually red like this. And so it's in the blood. It's not like something you can actually go buy from Harry Potter's collection. And it says, with this card, you've dropped into the vital realm. We learn to honor and protect it. It talks about eventually the alchemist naturally partakes in practices that support and nourish blood's life-giving nature. Through the limbs, the organs, the cells, we witness the miracle of life, one heartbeat at a time. So we're talking about the miracle of life, a pulse of some sort. And take note of how many red is within the reading. This may indicate the vigor present in the current world, which is you. If the palette is dull, it's likely the spirit needs support. And so it was kind of dull, I ain't gonna lie to you, until this Queen of Wands came with this blood and this number 22 that talks about action. Now, some of your actions may be inherited because, like I said, the Queen of Wands is like the grandmother. It also talks about magnetism, reliability, and Mars. So with the Eight of Wands, taking a trip, travel, distance, reliability, we could be talking about a car. Don't have to be, because instead of two horses, you got two little lambs here. And I don't know if they're going to be able to go the distance, because lambs need to follow somebody. Maybe you're going to attract more followers. For some of you guys, it's like a whoosh of followers could come in with this Eight of Wands and the Star card. That's kind of cool. But iron is a reliable metal that can withstand great pressure. Over the centuries, we have come to realize this metal extensively mixes it with carbon to create the steel bridges, highways, and infrastructures that spawn across the globe. In alchemy, iron is associated with the planet Mars and shares its qualities of being strong, assertive, and potentially warlike. When the iron card appears, there's a call to rely on the reliable. So we just finished talking about like the Queen of Wands. She doesn't really rely on nobody, but this card is requiring you to. So this could be like a lot of dominance and an approach that someone takes being unnecessary for a situation in the near future. And it doesn't even have to be like a masculine female. You could be a dude. And it just says that you're taking the approach of the Queen of Wands versus the King of Wands, who is actually, in some situations, a better approach, because the Queen of Wands sits forward in this deck, like the dudes do. All the kings are facing forward. All the queens are facing to the left. But in this particular deck, the Queen of Wands is facing forward, and the King of Wands is facing to the left, like because the lions, she go out and beat motherfuckers up and get the food, and she is the protector and the provider. The Lion King, I don't know, it just sounds like toxic early days of America where you just had to have a dude, you know, to get you in the door or to be by your side. So a woman having a husband in business was favorable because it's like, oh, you got a husband. And then just like me, I'm an Eastern Star, and some people they sometimes they ask who my husband or my father is, as if like I didn't inherit it. I didn't inherit Scottish, right? Or Shriner from a grand matron, right? So I'm, whatever. But yeah, it's some emphasis around that. It's somewhere, and I know y'all can find it regardless of my riddles, because that's what an oracle does. I have to stop making so much sense. I make too much sense to sit here talking to y'all every day. And I realize that most times when I see an oracle in real life or on TV, they make no fucking sense. And then you take what they say, you replay it in your head for forever. It still makes no fucking sense. And then one day it makes sense. So I have to stop being so intelligent and just be an oracle on this channel, Group 1. And I hope that it's helping. So now that we got the iron out the way and the blood out of the way, you got the 8 of Wands with the star. If the 8 of Wands is bringing the starfish, hopefully it's not a person that is irritating, because the starfish is beautiful, but sometimes can be superficial and shallow. Now, this talks about gossip. Somebody gossiping and shit, feeling empty, so it's giving it 3 of Cups, and some shit gonna pop off. And don't do that. Don't put yourself in the middle of the target in those type of situations. But the starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty. So is the Queen of Wands. Mesmerizing to all, being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. So some of you guys, are you under a spell? Because there is a such thing called the witch's curse, especially if you feel that you have had the worst of luck when it came to relationships, or your gift is a curse type deal. Okay. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look. So some of you, there's something about the looks. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? And I was going to say people pleasing. It was a part of my riddle 10 minutes ago where people pleasing crossed my mind. And it was around the time when I was talking about those that feel like they incarnated because they got a soulmate or a twin flame, or, you know, I didn't want to buy a house until I was married, and I wanted to build a team and stuff. Some people who think like that, and I'm not reflecting, or what do they say? Stop deflecting, or nothing like that. I'm reading you your cards. Some people have been known to have insecurities that think like that or need that. And this card specifically says, you know, there's a need to probably be uplifted, that one could be more expressive. But when out of balance, this is gossipy and feeling empty. You know what I'm saying? And it's like somebody gets whatever this 8 of Wands has to offer. And I don't think you deserve that. Now, with the little baby lamb here, let's see. Where's my little lamb? Is that water? Of course, right? Because Mary had a little lamb. All right, it's peaceful, prophetic, and patient. Okay, so somebody, I don't want y'all to have high blood pressure. Like somebody got rage or some shit, right? And then you're going to bust a blood vessel, especially while these kids out of school or whatever. If your kid's still out of school, or you got your grandchildren, or look at me, I'm probably going to bust one because of these puppies over here, right? I may be Group 1. But the lamb represents meditation and listening. That is the advice, because the challenging aspect is whatever this news is that comes in, this gossiping from the Queen of Wands is, I don't think, the good person in the 3 of Cups. There could be something that pisses somebody off, and if they don't pop up, like, I hate that, I do. Somebody could even take a trip and just pop up where you are, which is fucking annoying. And let it be a mother or a grandmother, like you ain't supposed to say nothing. And see, that's why I got this job and I take the sacrifice. I'm the lamb for you guys. Because if my grandmother or mother popped up and I didn't want them to, they would be sitting outside. I wouldn't say, oh, this is my family, let me let them in. Don't do that shit. I don't play that shit, especially if I ask you not to do that. So I'll take the heat for you guys. If you guys aren't in a place yet in your spiritual development where you could leave your grandmother or your mother on the doorstep, call me. But the lamb is the bearer of an important message. Ooh, so it's like, look at that. The lamb is a bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. Somebody's been superficial about something, surface level or angry, and it's like you can't hear the whisper of the high priestess because it's too much noise. And it says, the guidance that you could hear is from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. For some of you guys, it may be a child because of the starfish, or a stranger. Who knows that a person you admire respond to you on Instagram or some shit. But though the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. Some of you guys, this is about receiving. Oh my gosh. And it's like, is she sending it or receiving it? That's crazy because she got these 8 of Wands. Then they leave her. So if messages were in the blood and they would transpire to a person to be quiet and listen to them, that's like past life gifts and abilities. That's like your guides or some super galactic shit going on where they say, well, Christ is in your heart and God is in your brain or whatever. And if they in there trying to speak to you because you the person with the important messages to send, listen, you got to calm yourself and still yourself, which is why when you got a prophecy on your life or when you some mystical, magical person, we can't be like everybody else out in the world. We can't get frustrated like people get frustrated. We just can't do some stuff that other people can do. The rainbow little droplet, since you got 2 lambs here, maybe 2 messages, but it talks about joy, wonder, and rejuvenation. Rainbow droplets offer a vibrant lesson. Ooh, from nature. Even in the midst of life's showers, there's wonder to be found. At the scene's heart is a jubilant lamb gleaming in sunlight and draped in the drizzle. Oh, I like that. I'm draped in the drizzle. Some of y'all gonna be draped up and dripped out, almost smiling as if knowing a secret the world often forgets. Ooh, you like that? I like that. Imagine knowing a secret that the world forgot and it's like in your head and you know it. This lamb, in its playful abandon, urges us to remember the innocence and joy of our youth, to see the technicolor beauty in every raindrop and wildflower. And see, the Queen of Wands is connected to wildflowers too, right? Even amidst life's downpours. Okay? So above where the sunset meets the rain. Okay, ooh, here's my confusing oracle stuff. Let me do this, y'all. Let me eat. All right, y'all ready? Your message for today. Above where the sun meets the rain, a reminder emerges. Life is a delicate balance of light and shadow, seriousness and play. This scene encourages us to break free from routine, to dance in the rain, to laugh with abandon. Let the lamb's infectious joy serve as a nudge to lighten up, relish the present, and embrace the colorful wonders around, even during life's rainy days. And that is what I have, Group 1. Group 2, it is your turn to step up to the oracle. Okay, so let's see what you got here. Ooh, you have the lightning. This is a part of a 3-part phase too, so it's going to tell us something about a phase. either that you're entering, exiting, or whatnot. And you have spring. Love that. Spring usually talks about, or summer, sorry. Summer is even better sometimes because the winter could talk about some things that are a little uncomfortable. The spring kind of talks about it getting a little better. So, I mean, the summer could pinpoint something favorable. I think the water cards are connected to summer as well. The cup suits. One of your oracle cards is this beautiful little rabbit here, or it could be a hare because it got a lot of hair. Number 28, which is connected to the second deacon of Pisces, I believe, and the King of Cups. It reads, crystal frost agility. From a state of calm, I harness the swift agility of intuition propelling me forward with clear intention. So this is about some of you, it's similar, but I'm sure this message is totally different already from group 1, but steeling yourself to hear the message. So maybe it's something in the air with Mars that's going to have a lot of us a little hyper, or maybe you're figuring things out and you're super confident and you're doing a lot of moving and thinking and shifting and shaking. But don't forget to take time out for naps, because I like naps. I just want to throw that out there. Staying hydrated and meditation. Like, it's a lot that's about to happen. Maybe some of you, manifestations coming in left and right. Energy may be increasing on the planet or within you. But it's like, don't get too busy, because sometimes that could, it could cost you or whatever. So let's see, before I get too far in it. Now, your original card, like the first card that comes out for the deck, you had the 8 of Cups. Because I took from the, oh my God, this is bad. This is like one of my favorite decks. I don't know the name, Insomnia. I took from this deck first. So I want it in the order. Oh, look. And then the 8 of Cups is also, I told you, I may have some water signs here. You may have Pisces placements or dealing with one or R1 or something, or just are within that, storyline or whatnot, because you got the 8 of Cups and then the 28, very significant with summer. Let's keep it going. Well, that's interesting. You have the Mother of Swords. Okay. The Knight of Swords. And don't you just love these? Okay. Classic. These are vintage, cards or whatever. Ooh, we got 5 and 8 cups. Okay, so the difference is in the 3 cups. The 3 cups is connected to summer. What's going on here? Let's unpack it. Something's going on for sure. Now, the archetype cards, you have the Lightning, which is 13. We're going to start with 13. See what Spirit got for you. Okay, Summer wanted to come up first, but I said I would start with Lightning. And this You Ain't Gonna Boss Me book. Ooh, perfectionism, facade, and hesitation. Yikes. It says the blank canvas is a great example of lightning. It's terrifying to start for fear of making a mistake. Today is the day. Make a mark, begin the work. So the work begins. Now the 8 of Cups says that we can't take it with us when we leave. And it also talks about leaving things behind that will not serve, because we're on a journey. The journey may not include a lot of materials. I think it's about leaving some of that water behind, because he literally traveling across water. The fuck you need water for, right? And then this is figuratively speaking, guys. If you're in some sort of dangerous situation, like he on his little ass boat, somebody say, I'm going to take these 8 things in case, a hole get in the boat. You got to scoop the water out, to be safe. It's like this little ass boat. If a hole get in there, or if it gets filled with water, you're screwed. Them heavy ass 8, cups is not going to help in this situation. So it's best that you just travel light and you don't have to take water to the ocean, right? So it's like, it's almost like, I can see why the Five of Cups are here. It's weird. Then you got the swords coming in, because the Five of Swords is about something frivolous sometimes. And I don't know why, but like these 8 Cups is coming off a little bit frivolous. But we'll see. So the lightning, okay, it says this stage is a complex topic. On one hand, it represents purification of the materials. On the other hand, it's the phase in which we make mistakes and think the work is complete. That's I can see the complexity here, because it just said, you know, procrastination. Is this the right group? Because I'm trying to make sure, because I'm old. So, okay, yeah, this is the right one that talks about, let me show you. See, we just said perfectionism, facade, and hesitation. So it's like you think something done, it ain't done. On the surface, everything seems perfect, pristine, well thought through, and quite complete. But in actuality, you've been tricked by your own facade of perfection. Yikes. The work has hardly begun. Righteousness and fear are the great errors. This card arrives to remind us to get our hands dirty. Eehee. No one is separate from or above anyone else. Rather, every alchemist is a kid in the laboratory, tinkering away with the elements of their life. No more fretting over your next move, fearing how others will perceive you. It's time to crack open, become who you are. The world needs your true colors. Ooh, so is this the thunderbolt in the tower? Ooh, brother, ooh. Look, what if it's like, yeah, because look, the lightning comes and there's a tree right there that's glowing too. So the apple can sometimes be like wisdom, or the red dot is also like protection. I mean, now that I said red dot, it's also a beam when you aiming. That's interesting. This tree is like connecting to me, the mother, and the mother of swords is the crown. So yeah, in the trifecta, it's not finished, because if you had like, we got this cup energy, so instead of the mother, it would be a different energy where it doesn't represent like the intuition, subconscious, and femininity. It's more like how the King of Cups and Shadow is kind of hard to deal with, a little superficial, bunch of cap, you know, talk a good game and ain't hit on shit, but at the same time is battling its fears. And sometimes that's how you overcome fears, discomfort, or it's how you like psych yourself up. And then the cards just said, like, regardless of how you psych yourself up, that's some bullshit. Figure out why you're uncomfortable or socially awkward, and you act out, not you, but somebody, right? So it's like figuring out why we do a certain thing so that we can get through it, because it's not going to fool anybody. So it's like your true self, and being that is better than, you know, nothing serves me. Because the Eight of Cups is coming in like quitting, and then the lightning strikes the tree, and it's like, you better get your ass back up there, right? And it's also kind of like when the tortoise and the hare had the little race or whatever, and the tortoise won because the hare was like, I got more time. So this card also talks about hesitating, facade, perfectionism, thinking somebody better than somebody. So check that out. The little tortoise gonna come kick your ass because you think you got more time, or you all that or something. Not you, group 2. You could be the hare. Or you could be the tortoise, right? And this is encouraging you to not quit, right? Because I was like, the Eight of Cups is like quitting or whatever. And the tortoise is, I think, got a better chance to win in the water than this rabbit that's in snow and ice. Because I just talked about winter. Remember I said summer and winter and thawing off and all that? So you go from water, and it's like 2 choices. One of them freezes, one of them doesn't. Because the Queen of Swords and this little hare, they're both like cold. right? Like it's like winter energy. Then you got the Knight of Swords. Some of us, it talks about our thinking. And what's going to help us is our intelligence in a situation that there's like a thought, an enhancement in thought, maybe someone's intelligence increases. And it's like you may notice that you are turned off by a lot of things because it's like you are different. And according to these cards, possibly even a little bit more intelligent, but still have to remain calm because sometimes these motherfuckers here. Can y'all stop that? And I'm trying to give some oracle advice. So yeah, intelligence versus, what is that called? Like somebody who's intelligent, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Somebody who is acting like this is a facade, and it's like used when there's like this awkwardness or hesitation. Oh, I can see this. I got it. Somebody, okay, imagine if I was judgy, right? And I can hear somebody right now saying, imagine. Yes. Imagine if I were judgy and my judgment is not limited to others. I'm my own worst critic. Yeah. That's like perfectionism. Yeah. So then because I'm so judgy and I'm hard on myself, I don't start and I hesitate because it's not perfect and I'm not perfect because I'm so judgy. Now, other people may not judge like that. Other people may accept my whatever it is I'm considering putting out into the world because they're like, oh, regardless of what it is, it's you. We want to see you. Let's do it. But I, the judgy perfectionist, am like, I ain't ready. It ain't ready because I'm a perfectionist that's overly judgy and criticize myself. So when the card says, get your hands dirty, man, stop fretting over the next move, get your ass just on the scene. I can understand that. So here we have fullness, vitality, sensuality. This card represents a ripening. So see how we weren't ready, not sweet enough because the Mother of Swords might not be sweet. No disrespect to her. Summer is the season of fire. If this card appears with other hot cards, take note the work may be in need of cooling. Now, you got a lot of cooling, but for some of you it's too cool and the fire done drizzled out all over the floor. Right here. Yeah? So it's like too much cool. This is summer, and then everything around us is like too cool. That's very interesting. To experience summer is to be embodied. The summer air kisses every crevice of our body, opening us up in ways long forgotten. Lust, desire, laughter, sweat, physicality, these are all expressions of summer's fullness shining through. When this card appears, know that the senses are heightened and the work is nearing full expression. It may feel as though things are electrified or about to burst. Keep in mind that like all the alchemical seasons, summer will soon pass. For now, everything in your narrative is fleshed out and the story has just another chapter or two until it begins again. So, revel in this time of ripening and rhythm. Celebrate, gather, connect. Whether the season is literal or metaphorical, let yourself be swept into the pulse of these hot and heavy nights. Ooh, okay. All right. Recall a summer memory. Put pen to page and write about it for a few moments. Fill the page quickly, letting the wave of summer sensations wash through you. Okay. Y'all need to let the summer wash through y'all. Now, the Mother of Swords and the Knight of Swords could talk about like an age difference. It also talks about a behavior because the Mother of Swords is more of the receiver And the Son of Swords is more so an action taker. And so that could transpire, however it may, into some divine wisdom being brought to you through your own thoughts or your thinking. So just be mindful of that. As the rabbit is sitting still, it's talking about when to say when. That's interesting. Regardless of the riddles, right, of each of these cards, what's consistent here is timing. Timing, we got a summer card. Something about this summer and not letting it, something pass. Something needs to be done before the summer's over with. Before the solstice or whatever, or the solstice starts the summer. You know what I'm talking about. Like before summer ends, there could be something that may need to be done or could happen. That's period. Now the 8 of Cups is, I'm setting out for my 10 cups. For some of you, that's my other half. For others of you, you setting out for 10 cups, but because of one of these behaviors or not really taking the advice of one of these behaviors, you don't get the 10 cups. You miss an opportunity and you get the 5 cups, which is, you know, not feeling well. And for some of us, you not doing things because you don't feel well. And I totally understand that. I understand depression and sadness. I understand the mood, right? Cold and blue. And it's hot as a motherfucker. And summer is beautiful in most places. But inside or in our minds, in our emotions, in our psyche, we ain't feeling none of that. And these cards are saying that it's your thoughts. That there could be a racing mind of some sort. And some thoughts that infiltrate your frequency. And because of that, any favorable information or thoughts are being wiped out by possibly the perfectionist, like I just said earlier, who is critical of self, possibly others, and not seeing the beauty in something because it's just like a rigid, cold energy. And then even the 4 of Cups is like boredom, because the rabbit could be bored. Like, I'm sitting here quiet still trying to get this message, trying to wait on my direction, when to start, when to go. And it's like, you're going to know. And for some of you, the time is past. So that doesn't mean it's too late yet. It means you're going to pay attention, right? Because the Mother of Swords is paying attention. The Son of Swords will be rushing. Right? So paying attention and rushing on one side and then procrastinating and hesitating on the other side. It's like trying to cram something at the last minute and could miss an opportunity, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And for some of you, there could be an opportunity coming up very soon. And it's like you've been possibly, and I hate like finger pointing, like you've been, somebody's been, okay? Somebody may have been procrastinating and then could miss an opportunity. We don't want that. Someone else, your thinking is like controlling your mood and aging you. So we want to be mindful of that, where, you know, sometimes depression and sadness and some of the behaviors are chemicals induced through those moments, could be hindering, and it could be due to an ex. And for some of y'all, it just talks about like a bright idea. So for some of you guys, okay, we have waves at times where, and I'm thankful that I don't think I missed too many of them, because I tell y'all shit, and then I watch YouTube every now and then. And these readers, some of them way bigger than me. Some of them, their videos came out before mine. And so I know it ain't, you know what I'm saying, some recycled content. They say the same shit I said. Or sometimes I say the things that they say. And it's like, I don't watch them and it, you know, it like subconsciously comes out into my readings. No, it's something I'll see a day later after my video, or an hour later, or a week later. And like I said, I trust these people. Shit, who the fuck am I? They ain't came, looked at my shit and made no videos. But to cure the curiosity, their videos could have come out like way before mine, and I ain't go sneak peeking theirs. So it's like us all being connected is my point. And sometimes it's waves of information that comes out. I have always noticed that. In music, I've noticed like certain, and I'm talking about gaps. I remember a wave 15 years ago that created 1, 2, 3 billionaires, and I saw it coming when Rihanna came out with the diamonds, and Ye was doing his I ain't mean to interrupt y'all and all that. Jay-Z and Alicia Keys had some songs out, and y'all could say this shit was like years apart. Probably was. My point is, when Diamonds came out, Kelly had ISIS or ICE or whatever. I don't know. T.I. had a song out. It's like everybody had this ritualistic, high energy, emotionally consuming shit out that was just beautiful and timeless. And I just noticed who was friends, who was doing music, their associates, and it was like a group of people, whether y'all know they close or not. And I just watched them. So that's what I mean. But sometimes it's like a wave. I noticed that Ludacris one time, Nicki Minaj and somebody else had similar songs. And it's not like, oh yeah, one songwriter in his vibe gonna sell songs within that era, but it was different songwriters. It just be like ideas go out into the grid. Some people take those ideas and do some shit, and then some people don't. So you've had some people that say, damn, I wrote a song like that, you know, in a little quiet basement. And then some celebrity or superstar, you know, may tap into the universal grid, and now a song like one that you thought of is on the radio. Or a business idea like the one that you thought of is being induced into society. Because the messages are going out. All of us are connected, or at least some of us. There's some of your collective that is already rich. Spirit ain't gonna, I ain't gonna tell them shit because they already got a couple of dollars. Let me just tell the broke people. It don't work like that. Especially if we broke because we the hesitators. So don't do that, right? So it's like we're setting out to do something, and it's like the lightning strikes. The information is there, but we still waiting to hear some shit. And so it's like, what? If the lightning struck, okay, that's the download. That's the information. What more are you waiting here? And I don't mean to say it like that because I don't know if spirit would talk to you like that. But that's how it just came through me. Like, the lightning struck. Like, you went out on this journey. It was some other shit you said, I don't like that. I'm finna do something else, or I'm gonna find something else, or I'm gonna find spirit or source. I'm gonna connect to God. I need to go talk to God, or whatever, or no, right? I'm letting go, right? Letting go, and maybe letting go so that you can hear, right? But you're not gonna hear no voice, I don't think. And that's funny. Like, God, you're gonna have to come tell me, or shit, you know. And then God is like, look, man, you may not hear my voice, but in your thoughts, you may receive messages. And you're a real smart ass, right? Gonna miss an opportunity because you tripping. Like, why are you? Now, don't get me wrong. If you are medically, biologically capable of producing chemicals without thought or emotion that could imbalance you, I get it. For real. We ain't talking about y'all. You know, take care of yourself, do what's best, and figure it out, right? But those people, those of us, right, because let me not single motherfuckers out. Those of us where your thoughts and emotions are inducing the chemicals that interfere with your ability to take action and apply knowledge, because this is the wisdom of the mother. So that means wisdom is applied knowledge. You have to apply it. And if you waiting to receive, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, if you waiting, I don't know if that's best. You're waiting on something that already happened. Or you're waiting on something that that's within you, that's in your thoughts. Like you want a sign or something like that. And it's like you just hesitating. You ain't waiting on shit. You purposefully hesitating and you're going to miss an opportunity. So, don't. Now, there's also protection. Let me run through that. The snake, the apple. Didn't Adam and Eve have a situation like that? God said, don't eat the apple. Okay. And then the snake came and said, girl, there ain't nothing wrong with that apple. Shit, you could do it. And she did it allegedly, but Adam, the one got the Adam's apple. And then his name was Adam. Adam's apple, and it's in his throat. He ate the motherfucker, so that's a lie. Stop lying on Eve, man. But that's weird. You do have the serpent, the Garden of Eden, so that's where the knowledge was, and they was like, this knowledge is forbade. And it was like, for what? You know, Eve was like, that's ignorant, you know, because she intelligent, like this mother of swords, or she was about to fuck around to find out. And then here come Adam ass flying in, less intelligent, unfortunately. Stop. And then before you fucking know it, Eve done bit the apple, and the high priest is talking like, yeah, like the genie in the bottle. So the guy was like, don't eat it, because it's going to change things forever. And I think the angels fought long and hard to not have no responsibility, right? Fuck free will. We cool with the angel thing. And I'm starting to respect that, because free will is, I don't know if it's all people thought it was going to be, you know? So I respect a little bit the concept of the angels not having a choice. Because as you see where I'm going with this, the lovers represented choices. And in the lovers, it's also the fucking apple and the fire and the dude and the chick and all of that shit. And so those choices, so there's something about a choice. Like you, and then I said that. It was a video where I said you got two choices and one of them not the best. So this is leaving behind one choice for another choice. But this particular choice could be tricky because, I mean, you think eating that apple seem right, you know, because what could it hurt? And then she became wise, right? And then had these magic powers and shit. But Adam didn't get a motherfucking thing. And that's what I got for you, group 2. I don't know. But that's it. Group 3, don't be afraid. Come on in here, group 3. We are going to get started with your cards. First out. Woo. Let's get to come outside. Something about the night and day. You got smoke. Okay, from every which direction. Don't even know. I'm just kidding. That is not what Quicksilver means, but initially it does look like that. 4 pearls. It's kind of like 4 cups. Then we got this mother pearl here with these 4 corners. The Judgment card has 4 corners too. And if I had to connect pearls with Judgment, it's kind of like the raven with the pearl in her mouth. And she's like, I chose you. You know, they say that like the crows and stuff bring gifts when you give them something. That's crazy. So yeah, and the smoke could be 7 cups. Now 7 cups, 4 cups, that's a lot. I don't think we're talking about that. So let's flip out the rest of the cards before I just go down the rabbit hole. Now there's a little lion with some horns, honey. So you either gonna beat them or join them, okay? Where it's like, if you can't beat them, become them. And he done grew some antlers. So we got the buck moon coming up. And this is like where fire and earth meets. It's weird because I see the line as like fire, right? But most of the animals that had them hooves or antlers or whatnot, they usually represent like the earth in some instance. So this is a cute little thing. Number 40, it's chimeric cascade, ingenuity. What is that, ingenuity? Okay. When divine guidance and my own resourcefulness, with divine guidance and my own resourcefulness, I harness the power to turn challenges into opportunities. So this is just like I was thinking about that 7 cups or just smoke, period. It's like when something is manifesting into the physical, it hasn't fully formed yet, but there's an energetic essence or some indication of its existence. That's what I think about, like with the 7 of cups, right? So it's coming. And it does talk about mysticism or something mystical, because when have you ever seen a lion that looks like this? It's kind of cute though. Even his back look different. I haven't seen, well, no, I take that back. A lion's tail is kind of like that, but his tail and his back end is different. Then he got like this bare torso. Like this is, I'm sure if we Googled the great grandfathers of lions, it would make sense. So let's keep it going. Now your initial card, okay, is the 10 of Swords. It could talk about a process, a lot to process. It also talks about deception, right? So where Leo falls in your chart, having grace, if somebody had like a false mask on and there was some sort of deception, we could be talking about that. Ooh, yikes. We got Scorpio or Scorpion. The Scorpion, all right, is a fire energy. And sometimes it is connected to a lot of things like passion, competitive, and or leaning toward isolation. Now, the Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very... Olivia, ma'am, can you cut it out? Okay? Jesus. Their career is very... Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heart festers and they focus on unresolved events from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burnt. Ow. And look at that. With the 10 swords right there, and it's, ooh, now see, with that smoke over there, that 32 is like a real significant number in many cultures that talks about some level of mastery. And it's like a master that's connected to Scorpio could either be the King of Cups, and I also, well, nope, just the King of Cups, because like I'm thinking too far in the head, okay? So as we talk about the head, because like Aries has a connection to the head as well as Scorpio. Scorpio is like the nose. So somebody button nose in some business, don't need to do that. Anyway, the Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings. Ooh. So someone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. Now, I want all of y'all to be careful. Because if I have any Pluto, Scorpio, water signs in here, man, when you be honest, boy, somebody in trouble. Because it said, come clean about your feelings so somebody can heal. I don't know. Because if you coming clean with how you feel and it's healing to you, they in trouble. It's like all of those darts. That's why it's like the 10 swords is like defeated. You done butchered motherfucking ego. He don't even know what he is no more. That ain't even no lion anymore. It's like a lion bear, bruh. Right? So what did you say? What did you say to these people? What have you said to yourself? Anyway, it talks about honesty, forgiveness in some instances, and then also jealousy, resentful, and unresolved. So somebody got some unresolved issues. And I'm sure it's because of something you said. Most of my viewers, I know y'all some water signs. I know it. A lot of you guys are, if not Aquarius, which is even worse when it comes to these verbal assaults. Okay, so that is definitely something. The other, see, look at that. That is Aries, and so that's what I was gonna say. Aries and Scorpio in the occult anatomy represents the head. Now, if I got some fog in the head, that does give me 7 cups. If I got fogs in the head with 10 swords, it's just a lot of information to process, and I'm not in a position to do so because I'm confused. And what is my ego gonna make me do when I don't understand? Or if I feel I'm being deceived, or if somebody playing on my ego, what's gonna happen? Because there could have been like deception, like I said, false mask. It could have involved somebody that could be in, a multi-person situation. Let's see what else you got here. We got 4 wands. Okay. 4 is connect. Okay. Olivia, what's your deal? She is feisty. It's like always the tiny ones. Because don't get me wrong, they're both small, but she's like smaller than usual. And she is just something else, bro. Like, okay. All right. If we're gonna all meditate and pray for Olivia. Olivia, you're small but mighty. Okay, I'm over it. Olivia, please. Because I don't have my mic in, so I can't pause it and go, Olivia, in my mom voice, because I'm going to bust your eardrums. So it's just uncomfortable for me and Ghetto to be doing the production, and she just like throwing up gang signs in the back. Like, fuck. All right, so let's stick to it. The 4 of Wands for the Emperor. How does that work? There's an event. Some bullshit happened, for real. Somebody, possibly this individual, did some shit where they wasn't who they said they was. They wasn't who you thought they were. And it's definitely still some smoke in your subconscious and they subconscious, and this not speaking. You may see somebody somewhere, don't speak, they ain't gonna speak. Like, stop speaking to this motherfucker. Because they always sting and it never works out. If you continue, do you feel it? I know you feel what I'm putting, the digging the blues I'm putting down. Okay. Now the 4 of Wands talks about arrangements. And some of you guys, it's like confused about some arrangements to make because you ain't really got no money. And that's no other way for me to say that. It just fell out of my mouth, sure. But because it's like a process and trying to process a lot of information, but you dealing with like something that makes that hard for you. And I'm not trying to be funny. Like, me trying to process a lot of information at times is frustrating. And I get a little annoyed. Naturally, for no reason. Like, that's how my brain is connected. Or it's like other shit on my mind and I can't figure it out. When something is like a mystery, I don't give a fuck if if you just think about algebra class, you know what I mean? Or something that you can't quite figure out, and then you like put pressure on trying to figure it out and, process the information, and it leads to some sense of frustration. Then here's like direction. And some of us, it's like, we're lacking direction because Scorpion is past energy with the 7 of Cups. It's like you on some Houdini shit, and not going in the right direction possibly, or not planning and processing something that could lead to stability. Okay, but I do think for some of you guys, if there's not a partner or a husband who's deceptive and something is not being spoke of, the Scorpion is sometimes like a karmic ex, and seeing the ex at a place, and there's some confusion behind what happened there. But the smoke serves as a warning, smoldering warning, and or illusions. That's what it says here. I feel that for some of you with this in your environment, if this is your energy or someone else, it says that copal, sage, cedar, and saddlewood can help. And those are all like super dope incense. It also says listen to Smoke Rings by Sam Cooke, preferably with your eyes closed. And see, eyes closed is this Ten of Swords energy. Like when you're processing a lot of information, that may help to like woo-saw a bit. Because that scorpionic energy, that's like destructive outburst and frustration and being temperamental. So it talks about instability for some of us. Now the image of smoke and mirrors applies. Ooh, what is smoke and mirrors about? Like, have you ever heard of that, right? It says, don't be surprised if things aren't what they seem. Have patience and pause on major decisions, because some of us, I'm telling you, you get frustrated, temperamental, and I'm just going to leave it like that. And we're just going to keep reading the cards so I don't have to like fill in the blank. The smoke card may be a message to clear the air with another person. Take a few deep breaths and say what's on your mind. And that's what I'm scared of. Ain't gonna even hold y'all. These look like scissors. I'm sure they're not right there, but they look like they could be, right? Then you got fire as in, the little smoke up there. Then you got the fire symbol, and then like literal. So for some of you, it's literal. Others of you, it's figuratively. You feel me? And then. So that's kind of crazy. It says smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon, stealth-like and seductive. Yeah. It swirls and twists, rising and disappears. It travels great lengths with its signature scent, warning of a flame somewhere. Is your flame somewhere? In life's laboratory. So this ain't in you, this is in life. So it could be something outside of you. Such is the nature of the smoke card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of fire cannot be ignored. Oh shit. See, if I fire a warning shot and you continue playing with fire, you are very brave or not so smart. So in this situation, it could have been a warning shot, man. And then you gotta, that scorpion just had to sting because it's like you're not getting it, right? And then the deception and the betrayal. And it's like, I'm trying to do some shit. I got some shit going on. Like for some of you guys, the Emperor and the Four of Wands is just like the main person that's been honored at an event, or the biggest investor that paid for the place or something like that. And then just imagine somebody being deceived and going into debt. Oh my God, that happened to me in a relationship. It was like you better be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forgive, we grow. I'm humble enough to say it. Like, I don't feel like egotistical to not admit it happened to me. Like, none of that shit. And it could be smoke. It ain't none, right now, but it could be. Like if somebody ever tried to get cute with me, who cost me, you feel me? So it's like the Emperor is, you could have been married, you could have been in a relationship, and it was like, this house in my name, the car in my name, if anything happens, I take the fall. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you ain't even got the capacity with your ego to sit and be. And then here go the 10 swords. Here go my mouth, right? Here goes Scorpion. XYZ elemental P. Bam, 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 pew, pew. Because hello? Type deal. So that could have happened with some of you guys. And then you are the smoke. You know what I'm saying? That was the warning for whatever illusion that this egotistical person was under. Like if you lost your fucking mind, is you cool? I love that the wands are connected to, fire energy. Like, the 2 wands and the 2 wands, like 2 people had their sights on something. But ultimately, it didn't fall into place because of past situations, confusion, and like the process of a lot of information but no communication, right? So processing a lot and not really communicating. Now, a ritual or an accident. Ooh, what kind of smoke is it? Was the fire intended? I ain't gonna lie. When the last time I XYZ element of P the person, it was definitely intended because you playing. And it's like every time you play, a piece of your soul gonna come out. Like, stop playing. Or, and it's more favorable energetically and just being mature to humble your ego and just stay away from people that get you out of body like that. I don't know, I forgot who it was, but I told somebody that it's sometimes it's in the natal chart with, you know, someone or something that could square your sun sign, but it's gonna be a handful of people or maybe a box full of them motherfuckers in your life that just get under your skin and could get you out of body. And I'm telling you, you would go to the vast beneath below, you know, to get them together. And it's like, what's gonna piss you off is some of them people, that's their catalyst to show you for whatever reason along your journey. So some of them ain't gonna even care. You could use the most awful shit, you know, I'm talking about, got bars, gift of gab on stanking that ass verbally. Some of y'all violent, like for real, but I don't condone abuse in no way. Okay, I'm just saying, but it's some people that being able to get somebody together is not always cute or like the answer, because it's some people that ain't gonna give a fuck. And then you already upset, they're already trying you, and then like they don't give a fuck. You can go hard as you want to, but you responding and you getting upset is like made their day, right? So it's like, I just don't I understand getting somebody together, but I don't always recommend it, because like, why are you standing there getting them together? Why haven't you blocked the fuck out of them or just walked the fuck, like why? Or you know what I mean? So it could be some situations like that, because when it said, was this an accident or is it repetitive? Like, how many times had this happened? Or like, have any behaviors leading up to this point resembled what led to this point? You feel me? I like burning candles a lot. I make a lot of candles. They're amazing. I think if it wasn't for magic in the candles, I've been burnt some shit up, because spirit be like, I got a protector, right? But I do goofy shit, and it's like, is it an accident or a ritual? Like, do you always do the same shit? Or, you know what I'm saying? Was it unintentional? Now, the point that I was making too about rituals is, sometimes I tune her out, and I don't know if y'all do that, so I apologize if she just been misbehaving for like the last 5 minutes and I ain't said shit. I try not to be that parent. Olivia, I'm gonna get you together, girl. What is your deal? Here she go. Okay, so when I was talking about the ritual, oh my, she's such a roughneck. I have, and I put myself in a position to paint pictures, because if I say you, then I'm gonna be even more narcissistic, and I'm working on that. That's like my Gemini North Node. So I have sabotaged the situation because I wanted to. So it's like, you put somebody's name in a banishing bowl and it helps you manifest them out your fucking life. I will hurt your feelings. And see, some people can see it, be telling on myself. So I should just use situations instead of saying I or you. I'm just gonna say what if, right? And y'all never know if I'm evil or it's one of you motherfuckers. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna start right now. So just imagine, guys, that someone who is tired of something or someone does this ritualistic thing. Olivia does this ritualistic thing to make sure that this union, this friendship, this whatever this is, like, I want to hack it and so many times, all these swords, so You just go away. And that's how the Scorpion probably protects itself too. Because it's like, I'm working on some shit. I'm planning some things. This could even be like an engagement. I don't know if somebody could be deceived from a partner, as in like marriage and engagement. I'm not even going to call her name no more. We're going to get through this. And then I'll just work on the timing to do my recordings when she's not being ghetto. So anyway, an engagement versus marriage, right? Some deception from a karmic. That's bad. Now, if this was like, I don't want to say business or financial, but whatever the case may be, y'all got the scenario that I use, like ritualistic, like it's like I'm sabotaging it on purpose because leave me alone, right? So anyway, moving forward. Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with fear-stricken scent of destruction? See what I'm saying? So for some of you guys, I just explained it one way, like I know what the fuck I'm doing. You deserve this. Here's a parting gift. And then for others of us, this is self-sabotage. Like, you don't have a purpose, and you're going to end up fucking with them again, which is ignorant, and it's coming from a low place of destructive Scorpion, King of Cups behavior for no fucking reason, which is like ego and inappropriate. And life is probably the catalyst, where we got the Emperor and the Four of Wands here, where there may be an event where if this is your behavior to be like this temperamental King of Cups, then there's something coming up where I don't think you, that shit ain't gonna work this time. I don't know if it's meeting your match or getting that smoke you asked for, so just be careful. It also says, let's see here, this Olivia, stop it, baby girl. The smoke card asks us to wake up, to become alert to what is happening around us. Something burns. Those around you may fall under smoke seduction, or they may flee in a panic. Don't get distracted by their response. Stay in your own laboratory and see what emerges as you study the smoldering veil. So some people may not like things. I'm getting High Priestess with the 10 swords and then Scorpion. So when I think of that, that is Pluto and Scorpio. Saturn, Scorpio too. And we're just a little bit different than a lot of folk. I mean, you could be a great candidate for mysticism or some sort of group, you know, that thinks a certain way, does a certain thing, or has a certain purpose in life. Because now that I see you got 40, you got 4 and 4. So 444. Ooh, that's also about like clarity, like past deception. It's a lot of information. Rock bottom, only up from here, and smoke goes up, right? Smoke only goes up. Okay. So that's kind of cool. And 32, 444. This is, it had to happen this way. And then you got, what is that, 24? 444, 24, a lot of 4s. Okay, so let's get to Quicksilver real quick before I forget. Because I will. Don't want to do that. Okay. Quicksilver is getting close to the gold, honey. Once you get to the silver. But Quicksilver talks about slippery, mobile Mercury, I bet. In esoteric wisdom traditions, Quicksilver and Mercury are associated with the lungs. Now, smoke in the lungs, I don't know if that's good. Okay. But it's no surprise that the shaman is a lifelong student of the breath. Okay, so breath work. That's cool. We also have, if you're attracted to shamanic work, find a trusted teacher who can guide the way. Be discerning in your choice. Alchemy reminds us you cannot transmit what you haven't got. Okay, so we got this. Remember when I said you want to plan this event big time, you know, big dreams, but maybe rock bottom and in debt with the 7 of Cups, confusion. Olivia, what, I mean, I know y'all can't speak language, But like, what could be causing you to sit and keep barking like that? Because he ain't barking back at her. It's just her barking. And it's another puppy with her. And she just like going off. He gaslighting her ass. This is what I be talking about. Don't get gaslit, collective. He is just setting her off, and he ain't barked one time. You see that? But she just about to be out of body and out of breath. Anyways, so Quicksilver, part liquid, part metal. Quicksilver, also known as Mercury, is mesmerizing material. Its gift is to slip between worlds. So Scorpion, that's like death, spirit. Ten of Swords, same thing, kinda. Event, engaging, hospitality. Emperor, okay, someone who has cubed the square is inviting you to process a lot of information about mysticism. With the Seven of Cups, 7 is, oh look, because this is alchemy and kind of like temperance. You trying to get to the gold, right? You got the circle, you got the triangle, which sometimes point to temperance. Temperance, anytime a lion is on the table, does talk about temperance. It's like to temper. It's like grace. It's like humility, grace. It's like the fire in the water. You got, oh my God, see? I'm getting somewhere and she is about to set me off. Like, Olivia! And she don't give a fuck about having her name screamed out or any of that. But I'm okay. King of Cups, Leo. That's fire and water. Temperance, temperamental. Temperance is in the circle and the triangle, and it's like, what are you missing? The square, like to do the complete thing to perfection, right? Here's the square. Yep. Whatever that means. So Mercury came to symbolize the god Hermes and the great hermetic secrets of alchemy, also sliding away into secrecy. That is, the 10 swords is kind of like secrecy too, just beyond the alchemist's grasp. Okay, so it said Mercury represents the transition between the physical and the unseen world. Now see, the physical world is where the swords are. Inside of the box is getting into another dimension, because in this deck, that's where the aces come out of. So this trunk is always where the aces rise from. That's interesting. Let's see here. Shamanic practitioners of every tradition must acquire the ability to stand at the doorway between worlds. This is no small feat. The Mercury card indicates the querent has a particular gift for such a task. This is the work of the shaman, teacher, sage, artist, and alchemist. Heed the call of Quicksilver. The sacred threshold requires your attendance. Attendance. Here. You've been invited by spirit to attend. And didn't I say the hostess, or like, you important? Like, it may even be an event for you. Shit. That's crazy. Well, that is what I got, Group 3, and I do hope that it helps.